Shalom Israel, we are live. The water those that are tuning in online, those that are in class or will be in class in a little bit. The water again, Shabbat Shalom to all of you guys. Today's topic, we're going to be kind of the same vein that we've been on the entire week. We've been hitting different aspects of this particular mindset. I guess we could sum it up with the mindset of not accepting the position, the place, or the lifestyle in which the Most High in Christ has put you in. That could be the summed up ideal. But there's more that I guess encompasses that. Why wouldn't someone accept their lifestyle? We went on Monday explaining maybe if you were given the porter priest job, you didn't accept it because you saw greater aspirations of yourself, right? That could be one aspect of why you don't accept where you're at, where you're going. Another aspect, we went in the other day with Sham Shawan about selling out Christ. For whatever reason, whether it be you're selling out Christ for your own aspirations, an elevated idea of what you want to be in life, it all goes back into idolatry. It all goes back into what you believe your life should represent versus what Christ believes your life should represent. So to prove that, before we get going, Shabbat Shalom, and shout out to all the camps, the brother camps that support this work and also living and sacrificing this lifestyle as well. SOW, streaming knowledge, streaming wisdom, slack it. SOW, Virginia, Rochester, and Houston. Shabbat Shalom to you brothers. Keep doing the good fight. You know what I'm saying? It is appreciated. Whether you're being told it is or not, it is. It's inspiring. And I know I personally watch their classes as well. So I know we're watching, our camp's watching, you guys are watching us. It's appreciated, and we appreciate the love as well. So, to get into the class, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse 27. The class title is, What is the Profit in My Servitude? What is the profit in my servitude?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 27.
Excuse my cough. We got this incense burning, and I am a little sick. So I'm trying to keep it together as much as possible. But this incense kicking right now. All right, read that.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 27. For the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
So why do men leave the truth?
Worshipping of idols.
Why do marriages break up?
The worshipping of idols.
Why is there discontentment? Why is there disquieting amongst men, amongst brotherhood and amongst sisterhood?
The worshipping of idols.
It says the beginning, the cause, and the what?
And the end of all evil.
The evil has a root and it has a source. We have to identify what this source is. What is idolatry? Is it just worshiping the golden calf? Is it just worshiping the cobblestone? Give me idol in the 1828.4 and I believe 0.5. Give me 0.5 first and then 0.4.
Go. Idle. 0.4.
0.5.
Anything.
0.5 then 0.4.
Okay, got it. 0.5. A representation.
An idol is a representation of what you think your family should be. An idol is a representation of what you think your friends should be. An idol is a representation of what you think success should look like, of what marriage should look like, of what a positive work and work-life balance should look like. An idol is what brotherhood should look like in your eyes. Is what sisterhood should look like in your eyes. Give me 0.4.
0.4. Anything on which we set our affections, that to which we indulge in an excessive and sinful attachment.
So an idol is anything we set our affections, anything we choose to believe as reality. My truth is success looks this way. My truth is marriage should look this way. Whether it's fueled by what you've seen on TV, what your parents or friends have taught you in the world, or what you conjured up in your own mind. An idol is what you've created that represents your ideal world that doesn't match the Bible. Give me Deuteronomy 29 verse 18 through 19. When life doesn't represent your idol vision. Hold on. Did we finish that in verse 27?
We finished. Do you want it again?
No. Let it go. Yeah, we're going to Deuteronomy. So what's the problem? Now that I've conjured up a reality, I've conjured up an ideal of what relationships should look like. I've conjured up an idea of what my marriage should look like. I've conjured up an idea of what success looks like to me. What is the result of conjuring up this idea, believing this idea, and it not happening to me? Deuteronomy 29 in verse 18 through 19. Let me get that.
God, Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 18 reads, lest there should be among you man or woman, or family, or tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from the Lord our power.
When we have our own idols, doesn't matter if you're a man, doesn't matter if you're a family, a tribe of people, your version of respect, your version of brotherhood, your version of sisterhood, marriage, success, work-life balance, vacation time, off time, pleasure time, is the beginning of what? Read it from the top again.
Lest there should be among you man or woman, or family, or tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from the Lord our power.
Your idol is the beginning of your heart turning from the Most High. Your idol, your version, your reality that you've created is your beginning of drifting away from Christ. Read on.
To go and serve the gods of these nations.
Because your idol matches somebody else's God. Your idol matches somebody else's fake reality. Which means you now have like-minded, idolatrous individuals that can co-sign your weakness. Because nobody wants to do anything that nobody else wants to do. We gotta find relatability. We look for people that like what we like, and we avoid people that don't like what we like. That's just the nature of people. We're social creatures. So the social side of us, the carnal side of us, is to relate, to gravitate, to hold on to people who have like-minded mindsets. And in this case, it could be a plethora of things. It doesn't have to be a physical statue. It doesn't have to be a religion. It can be your version of peace of mind, your version of downtime, your version of success, your version of comfort, your version of love. These are all idols if they're not matching the scriptures. Read on.
Lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood.
And once this idol is created in your heart, a root is created in the camp. A root that it says it's beareth gall and wormwood. What does that mean? What does gall and wormwood represent? What's that?
Bitterness.
Bitterness. Intense bitterness. So when I've conjured up my idol in my head, and I realize I can't have it, what is the result of that?
Sorry to interrupt. Gall is actually is folly. So there's folly. Gall is folly, and wormwood is intense bitterness. So that means, based on what you're saying, is when we do this idol, there's nothing but folly and bitterness right behind it.
And when you look at what gall also means, it means bile. Gall is like throw up. When you mix gall and wormwood, that concoction is madness.
Sickness.
It's sickness. It is. It's the essence of sickness. But it represents the bitterness in our heart that we now have because we can't get what we want. Initially, the truth was pure. Initially, it was what we wanted. But it turned into bitterness when that root sprouted up because we created an idol in our head. Read on to verse 19.
And it come to pass, when he heareth the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart.
So now, hold on. Before we get into the punchline, I hear the curses. I'm bitter. I hear the punishments, the judgments for thinking this way, for having these idols, for having this perspective. And what do I say? I hear the knowledge. I'm getting the wisdom. This is not some random Jake, but I never heard the truth before. I'm hearing the truth, but I got my strong opinion on what reality should be for me. Read on.
Come. When he heareth the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, though I walk in the imagination of my heart.
He said, I shall have peace, meaning what? everything's going to work out the way I imagine it. Though I walk in the imagination of my heart, which means what? I know what I'm thinking is not in the Bible. I know what I'm thinking right now is contrary to the Most High's mind. But I believe in my heart of hearts, if I work hard enough, if I'm cunning enough, if I finesse enough, I can make it happen for me. You know why? Because I see other people make it work. It works for somebody else in my mind. Somebody else represents what I think my life should look like. And they're not in the truth. So if they're doing it, then I can do it. That's the idol. What you got, y'all?
Imagination. Conceit. That's the third definition. Conceit. An unsolid or fanciful opinion.
It's unsolid because it's unproven. Even the person that you're basing your reality off, you're basing your idol off, even if they have temporary success, it's not proven because we don't know what their outcome is. We'll go into that later in the class. It's unproven because you can't foresee what the Most High's got planned for that particular person. Keep reading. Finish it up.
Come, I shall have peace, though I walk in the imagination of my heart, to add drunkenness to thirst.
Now you're adding drunkenness to an already dehydrated spirit. You were drunk, or you were thirsty because you were lacking the knowledge. You were lacking the wisdom, the living water. You were lacking the living water because you refused the living water. Now that you refused it, you've doubled down and added drunkenness, which is a strong delusion, a strong belief, to couple with your thirst. Let that go. Let me get back to Wisdom of Solomon 14. We're going to be bouncing around a lot in the beginning part of the class.
Con. You want 18 now or 17?
My fault. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse 28.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 28. For either they are mad when they be married.
We got to break this down. We're going to break this down line for line. They're mad when married. 1828. What is mad? Is it just crazy? Are you just a Looney Tunes guy? Give me Ecclesiastes 2 and 10 and 11 while we're waiting. Or we'll get that after we wait with this mad definition. Give me mad first.
What do you want for mad?
One.
Insane.
Yeah, give me one.
Mad. Disordered in intellect.
Okay, so we already understand that drunkenness is a disordering of intellect. But it's not just drunkenness. Read on.
Distracted.
How can you be distracted when you have all these blessings around you? When you finally have peace, when you finally have comfort, life's hard, the work is hard. But how are you still thinking about something else, meditating on something else, when you have all this good in front of you? What is pulling your attention away from what's in front of your face? The blessing that in front of your face. Ecclesiastes 2 and 10. Can the brother give me a napkin real quick?
Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 10.
We got to answer this question. Wisdom of Solomon 14:28 says, for either they are mad when they be married. What he's doing is he's breaking down the characteristics of this idol worship. We're not just talking about the people who are prostrating to some stone. These idol worshipers are people who worship specific ideals, lifestyle choices that don't match the Bible or isn't given to them when the Most High wants to give it to them. So give me that in Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 10.
Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 10.
If I'm going too fast, please let me know. Am I going too fast?
I think you're going a little fast.
I'm going too fast?
You're rolling.
Am I going too fast?
You're rolling.
Okay. I got a lot of verses, bro. Look, I got like 8 pages. No, I'm kidding. I only got like
Yo.
I got
We're here for it.
I don't want to say
No. I only got 3 pages, but I'm trying to at least get going because I don't want to be out here for 3 hours. But anyway,
Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 10. And whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy.
now we understand what Solomon was doing. Solomon was working backwards to forward. Solomon, in his mind, he conjured up, if I do all the negative in the world, I'll learn to appreciate the good. I'll learn to appreciate the wisdom of Christ. That's contrary and opposite all the way. But what we do is we work good to backwards. We get the blessings and the positivity and all the spirit, all the power initially, and we decide, you know what? I'm gonna let the verse talk. Read on.
It says, I desired it, and I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor.
At one point in time, our heart rejoiced in what we did for Christ. We were okay, and we found joy. We found excitement for serving the Lord. We were inspired to serve the Lord. Read on.
And this was my portion of all my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought.
I think that last point in 10 was very important. Solomon said his portion for all of his labor was the fact that he enjoyed his labor. He enjoyed what he was doing with his hands. That was the portion. That was the blessing that the Most High gave to him. How many people have jobs, grueling jobs that we cannot stand? I'm not even talking about the truth. I know brothers, they'll smile all day, but there's conversations. They ain't happy with what they're doing. But the reality is, hindsight 2024, everybody feels the exact same way. I don't care if it started off as your dream job. I don't care if it was your idealistic job. I don't care if it was Google. Only have you work 3 days a week and get to sleep on beanbags. Everybody goes into work some days and does not want to be at work. This is a reality. But what Solomon is saying is the portion that the Most High gave him as a reward for all of his hard work is happiness to do what he did. But that's not the point of the class. I just wanted to highlight that. Read on, verse 11.
Verse 11. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do. And behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun.
Why would a man who at once enjoyed, rejoiced in all of his labor, take a look back at everything he did and say that wasn't good enough? That was a waste of time. There was no profit in that servitude under the sun. All the grinding, all the relationships I built up, all the investment I put into this, all the sweat, blood, and tears. Now I look back, you know what? That wasn't meant for me. I burned X amount of years of my life. I could have did this instead. What mentality shift has to take place for a man to get to that point? To where they're no longer happy. They're no longer content with what they're doing.
So you have distractions, and those are distractions are other interests.
And that's the point. If I'm working and there's something else occupying my mind space, that occupation is going to take more and more of my mind to the point where I'm looking back, analyzing everything I've done, and realizing I could have been doing that occupation more. I could have been putting more time to what I wanted to do. The distraction is what Wisdom of Solomon 14:20 says. For they are mad when they be married. They're mad, they're distracted with their idol. I'm working hard to a great cause. I know it's a great cause. At one point in time, I believed it to be the only cause. But my ideal of marriage, of success, of family, of a proper work-life balance has now taken more root in my mind than my original passion, my original love. This is a way to identify where you're leading in the spirit. Are you becoming an idol worshiper? Are you still solid in Christ? Do you have something else occupying your mind? A reality, a false reality, occupying your mind as you're doing what you're supposed to do. Because if you do, this is the end result. You're going to look back saying there was no profit in anything I did. And it was all vexation of spirit. All the laughs, all the bonding, vex, worthless, meant nothing, despicable. I despise it. I hate the whole thing. How can a man who was laughing, enjoying his time, say, I hated the entire time I was here? I wasted my time. Was the whole thing fake? Were you acting the entire time? I don't believe so. I don't believe someone's acting the entire time. You can't invest for the bad time our people invest into a marriage. Our people invest into a brotherhood or a sisterhood. Our people invest into a job. Just say, it was all a waste of time. Something else changed your mind and gave you a delusion. Sold your mind out for something else. for a false illusion, false belief. Go back to Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse 28.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 28 from the top. For either they be mad when they be merry, or prophesy lies.
It says they prophesy lies. So we got someone who's mad when they're married. You're distracted when you're having a good time, what you're doing, when you're rejoicing in your work, or you prophesy lies. Give me Isaiah 59 and verse 1 through 3. Isaiah 59 and verse 1 through 3.
Isaiah chapter 59, verse 1.
Because we just read what that prophecy of lies is. The prophecy of lies is when I know I'm living after my own imagination, I tell myself I shall have peace. There's going to be prosperity in me making my own choices. I can do me and still win in life. Give me that in Isaiah.
God, Isaiah 59 and 1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not short-ended. I'm sloppy. The Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save. Neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear.
Because everything that's muttered out your mouth, the Most High is listening to it. Just like his hand is not short where he can't save you from any predicament in life, he's also very observant to what's coming out your mouth. What realities are you speaking into existence, quote unquote? Whether it be in front of people or in secret. Read on.
Verse 2. But your iniquities have separated between you and your power.
Your strong delusions have separated you from the Most High. Your strong beliefs that you think is going to work out has separated you from your Maker. Read on.
And your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear. Verse 3. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies. Your tongue hath muttered perverseness.
Your lips have spoken lies, and your tongue has muttered perverseness, which is contrary speech. You know in your heart of hearts, if you were in your strength, you wouldn't accept somebody else talking to you like that. If you were in your spiritual mind, those words would have never come out your mouth. Because you're drunk and you believe in your lies, now you're saying everything that comes out of your head. The first thing that comes out of your head. There's nothing holding you back. There's nothing restraining your thought process. This is a person whose idol has taken root in their conscience. Whose false belief has taken root in their conscience. Let that go. Back to Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 28.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 28. For either they are mad when they be merry, or prophesy lies, or live unjustly.
Or you just now live unjustly. Nothing makes sense. Slock it. Read on.
Or else lightly forswear themselves.
What does that mean? What does it mean when it says you lightly forswear themselves?
Forswear.
Give me forswear in 1828.
Forswear.
You want one?
Yeah.
To reject or renounce upon oath.
Oh, repeat that again.
To reject or renounce upon oath.
So what does it mean when a man or woman lightly forswears themselves?
To reject or renounce upon oath.
They lightly reject their oath. I mean, it didn't take much for them to give up what they promised to the Most High in Christ.
Wow. So it wasn't no fight, there's no struggle.
There was no debate. There was no internal warfare. You know why? Because that root was so ingrained to them. They were already gone months before they left.
It's like
They were waiting on the right time.
They were waiting on the right
I was looking
opportunity,
for the opportunity.
waiting on the right situation,
Safe base.
waiting on the right environment for them to make their move. And it wasn't a weighty matter. It was not a weighty matter. It's something that didn't take long to process or believe. They knew they didn't want to do it forever. They had a timetable on how much they wanted to commit to Christ. And then when time was right, they lightly forswear themselves. They lightly rejected or renounced upon their oath. Give me Jeremiah 5 and 7.
I got some more.
Oh, you got more? What you got?
To deny upon oath. To swear falsely.
Yeah. Well, and that's the point. You swear falsely, whether you knew you weren't going to be here forever, or you made the commitment initially, and you backed out the commitment. You told yourself, you told your family, you told your friends, you told the Lord, I'm going to ride or die for you, Lord. Ain't no way I'm going to be Lot's wife. Ain't no way that's me. I read that every day, and there's no way that guy's me. That girl's me. And you look up, and you're like, you know what? Lot's wife had a reason. She had a point. It was good back there in Sodom. She had things in Sodom. I can actually understand why she made that move.
When you look at it,
When you look at it from the logical perspective, she probably had some finances. She probably had a job opportunity lined up. She probably had some friends, some homies. I can understand why she thought about it, why she had some regret. But while you were in your strength, that thought never crossed your mind. Jeremiah 5 and verse 7.
Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 7. How shall I pardon thee for this?
Moses said, what?
How shall I pardon thee for this?
How do I pardon you from this false swearing? You gave me a covenant. You signed a covenant with me. We're supposed to have a personal relationship. Why are you looking back now? Why are you reneging on this promise? Read on.
Thy children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no God.
Instead of swearing by me and to serve me, now you swear you're going to make it in your way. Remember, Deuteronomy 29 says, I shall have peace. That's a promise. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to will my way to the top. I'm going to will my way to overcome. I'm not going to be I'm going to be the anomaly. I'm going to be the anomaly. Because there's a stigma in the truth. It's not really a stigma, it's a reality. Everybody who leaves, look, I ain't really see it work out. I'm just keeping it a buck. But you the anomaly. You different. You're going to work harder than the rest. You're going to connive your way harder than the rest. You're going to finesse your way up to the top. It's going to work out for you. That's what you believe. And if you can put it on something, you put it on something. He says, how do I pardon you from this mentality? How do I forgive you that easy? You took my covenant so light and made a covenant with somebody else, with a different perspective, with a different nation. Read on.
How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no gods. When I have fed them to the full.
I nourished you. I built you up. I trained you. I strengthened you. And you took that and said, I'm going to use these abilities, these skills, this new mental discipline to maximize in the world, to charge up in the world. How do I pardon you? How do I forgive them? Read on.
When I have fed them to the full, then it says they then committed adultery.
Adultery is you stepping outside this marriage. We're married to Christ. You stepped outside of it after you got charged up, after you got decked out with jewels. You got the earrings, you got the chain on, you got the lifestyle, you got the car, you got the box, and you left because you know what? I want a bigger box. You sold out Christ for a bigger box? For more debt? A bigger box means more debt. Am I right or am I right? I want a box that drives, that looks a little nicer.
I don't know yet.
That ain't smashed up. That's the box I want.
I want that Hellcat, that SRT.
I want the Charger. I want the Hellcat.
I want the track hawk.
I got ideals. But you know what? When I'm serving God, I can't get my ideals right now. So let me find a way to do it. So I know if I leave, I can find a way to get it. What you got?
That's like instant gratification, pretty much. No?
Oh, but we're going to go into that. Yeah. It's all instant gratification. You know why? Because Israel's got to see it. I got to have it. I got to feel it. I got to feel the blessings right now. I hear you saying we get the kingdom. I got to feel my kingdom right now. I got to know what I'm doing has value, has importance. If I don't see the results, how do I know what I'm doing is profitable? There's no profit in the sun. It's all vexation because I can't see what I want.
And that's a person without faith, because faith, you can't see what you get. So I mean,
But I want to see it. 'Cause I see somebody else represented. Remember, that's what an idol is. It's a representation. I see somebody else represent what I want. That SOB ain't as smart as me. That person ain't as good looking as me. That person ain't as funny as me. How come they got everything that I don't got? Because they got a worldly job? Because they got some worldly education? This is real conversation. If I had more accolades in the world, I'd get what I want. I didn't have enough dubs in the world. If I had more dubs, more accolades, then I would be happy. That's all I wanted was more accolades. What you got? You wouldn't say something.
No, it's just I'm listening to it. It sounds like, or what it is it's envy. It's extreme envy.
Yeah.
I want this, and I can't have it.
Yeah.
I'm using the excuse of whatever the excuse is, to express out, unleash my envy.
Yeah.
I'm really not happy. So anyway, I'm gonna stop.
Well, we just read it. When I don't get what I want, now I have extreme bitterness.
A gall. Yes.
And then eventually that bitterness is going to turn into straight adultery. And I'm going to be doing what? Read on.
John, it says, when I had fed them to the full, then they committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlots' houses.
The next step is the harlots' houses. I'm going to be doing me. I'm going to be running these streets, G. I'm going to get powered up in the world. I'm going to get charged up in the world. I'm going to get my money up. And I'm going to be stunting. And they all going to want me. If wherever I wasn't getting in the world, in the truth, I'm going to get in the world. One way or another. 2 Peter 2 and verse 18. 2 Peter 2 and verse 18. This is the true mind of an idolater. It starts from somewhere. Not everybody just wakes up and just wants to bow down to Baal. There's a progression here. There's ideas. There's seeds being planted. There's dreams being had. There's videos being watched. There's commentators being watched. There's the quote-unquote wise guys, the podcasters being watched. And now all of a sudden, what they're saying is wisdom. What they're saying actually makes some sense. It makes some sense.
it don't make sense.
What you say? What you say? What you got, Cry?
I'm gonna say too, music that's there too.
Bro, come on. Look, bro. The music. I had a verse. I don't want to take too far off the class. But what David was saying is, my music was your word. How many of us listen to the word as our music on a consistent basis? Because whatever, it's not what comes out of a man that defiles a man, right? Oh, my fault. No, it's in. It's not what goes in, it goes out. So let me take that verse away. Because actually, in this particular instance, what goes in the man actually does kind of defile you a little bit. That music kind of does defile you a little bit. It kind of changes your mindset. And after a while, hey, I'm thugging for real. That's the mentality. I'm really like that. I've never been in a fight in my life. But now all of a sudden, I believe I'm a gangster. I believe I'm full bred. I've been in the streets. I'm a mean streets or whatever.
You vetted now.
I'm vetted, man. Look, I vetted myself, G. You was drunk in the world before you came drunk in the spirit. You already told yourself you was a mean gangster, mean banging. You ain't never. Anyway, let me stop. I'm being out of pocket. Give me that. What verse did I call out? I called out 2 Peter 2. 2 Peter 2 and 18 now.
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 18.
Pick it up.
For when they speak great swelling words of vanity, they are lured through the lust of the flesh.
And this is the official warning. Because you know what happens when you have the wicked men or the wicked women in the world who decide to bounce, who decide to chase their dreams? They always got to bring somebody with them, whether directly or indirectly. Because what makes them feel better about their decision is if they know somebody else followed their path shortly after. I can promise you that. They're going to be smiling, they're going to be content, and they're going to say, I told you so. It says, for when they speak great swelling words of vanity, hey, it's like they did this, I've been living the dream. I got everything I want. I'm living my ideal lifestyle. You can live it too. These are great swelling words of vanity, of nothing. Read on.
They allure through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness.
Much wantonness. I know what you want, and I'm going to tell you for sure, if you leave, you're going to get what you want. You lacking a rib, you ain't lacking a rib no more. I can show you the way, young blood. You lacking some bread? I got a job opportunity for you. You lacking comfort? Hey, great benefits. You want vacation time? Great benefits. You want off time? Great benefits. If you come over here. That's what they always say. This ain't the first time I heard someone want to leave. And the last time I heard someone want to leave. But every time someone leaves, this is what they say. Hey, if you come over here to this particular dealership, you're going to make it. If you ever want a job, they pay X amount of dollars. I know it's like 3 times what you make. Oh, okay. I got you. When they speak great swelling words and allure through the lust, through the much wantiness, because they know what you want. Read on.
Those that were clean escaped from them who live in error.
It says those that were clean escaped from them who live in error. We're supposed to be the ones who escaped. And because we escaped, they want you back in that lifestyle. They want you back in that area so they feel content about what they're doing. Read on.
While they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of corruption.
Let's picture this real quick. They're promising you liberty and freedom. But what the Most High is saying, they're actually servants of corruption. Why does he say that? Read on.
For of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in bondage.
It says when you go back into that lifestyle, that carnal, fleshly, wanting lifestyle, you're brought into slavery again. Because now your life is how can I get my next come up? Now your life is how can I get my next success in life? Before, when you're in Christ, you didn't have to worry about that. If you just did your job every day, everything was going to work out. But the hard part with that lifestyle is I don't get to see what I want when I want it. I'm forced to wait. Because I have to have patience now that root is growing stronger and stronger. Because I want what I want right now at this instance. I don't want to have to wait. That's why Joshua the other day explained the profane man is Esau.
Right.
You have the spirit of Esau in you when you can't wait. When you got to have what you want when you want it. That is an Edomite mentality. Guess what? Who runs the world? Esau. No wonder why you want to go back to their idols, their gods, because their gods match your gods. They want what they want when they want it. You want what you want when you want it. Perfect match. Match made in hell. Read on.
For if they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior, Yahushua, they are again entangled therein and overcome.
It says, if you've escaped the pollution of the world, if the Most High decided to wake you up, and you go back and entangle yourself in the world, read on.
The latter end is worse with them than the beginning.
You might have started in the world, but the Most High said, I'm going to wink at your ignorance. You're going to make mistakes in the world. But when you come in this truth, if you decide to go back after everything you've learned, how many notebooks of breakdowns you got? How many Bible verses on the top of your head you can quote? You go back now, completely ignore those Bible verses, because you have to ignore it. You have to choose to shut those Bible verses out when you're seeing negative around you. That new woman you want to deal with, what do you got to sit here and ignore? When she's ordering pork chops in front of you, she's smacking us on pork chops. What do you got to ignore? She's smoking in front of you now. What do you got to ignore? She invites you to Christmas dinners now. I got to pretend that you're not some wicked carnal person because I've been told this is off. But if I tell you the truth, I'm going to lose you. I'm going to be losing again. I need to win. I need to win now. Let me just hold it off. Let me pretend that you're not doing what I see you do. Let me play the part. Let me play the game. I got to pretend I'm okay with it because if I'm not okay with it, I'm not going to win in this world. If you don't pretend to fake it, if you don't fake it, you'll never make it. That's the reality. If I don't pretend like I don't know nothing about Christ, I'm not going to make it in this world. Yeah, I see a lot of question mark faces.
No.
You deny it.
Yeah.
Goes with that scripture where it says, "If you deny me, I should deny you."
All the way. You have to deny it. There's no way getting around it. You can't pretend forever. I can't pretend I don't know God forever. Either I completely forget about God and forsake God, or I go back into the truth. But now I gotta face that crunchy feeling. Why'd you leave? And it's not even about men. You gotta answer that to Christ. Why'd you go back? How do I pardon you for this? Tell me how I should forgive you. How many times are you gonna keep making this decision? What do you want to do? If you go back and entangle yourself, read on.
Verse 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness.
It says it's better than you what? It's better that you didn't know what?
Not to have known the way of righteousness.
It's better I never woke you up. You should have stayed dead. You should have stayed not knowing the truth. What was the reason? You asking me what the profit of my servitude is. What's the profit of you? What's your purpose? I thought Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 says, our purpose is to serve you, God. But you don't want to serve me. So then what's your value? What role are you going to be playing in this life? I'm going to tell you what role. Read on.
Then, after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Because you got this knowledge and went back, you know what? There was no point in giving it to you. You were supposed to have a positive impact on my people. And now you're threatening livelihoods. You're supposed to have a positive impact on my people. And now you can't help nobody. Because you know what? You're still going to have that spirit of teaching you. You know too much. You're on the hook. What example, what power are you going to be standing on when you're teaching them now? Yeah, you got to serve. You got to commit your life to God. Oh, yeah, what do you do? Oh, well, I did back in the day, you know. I see on the internet all the time. I'm just an old school Israelite. I'm just old school. What does that mean? What are you doing now? I get you did some great works in 90, whatever. What are you doing now? This is what it is. Look, I appreciate all the pictures that they post on the internet. It's cool. It looks good. What is your impact right now in this day? But if you completely just forsook it all and went back into the world, what was the reason? What was your purpose? Why wake you up? Read on.
But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb.
But you know what? This is prophesied. This is a true saying, and it cannot be refuted. Read on.
The dog is turned to his own vomit again.
If you were a dog, you were always going to be a dog. If that's the role you were supposed to play, then you were going to be a dog again. That's just the reality. The dog is turned back to his vomit again. How you know you're a dog? You went back into the world again. You thought the world was a better avenue than the Most High in Christ. Now let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon 14:29.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14 and verse 28.
29.
29. For insomuch as their trust is in idols, which have no life, though they swear falsely, yet they look not to be hurt.
The crazy part is, you know it's off. You know your mentality is not biblical, but you still have the idea that nothing's going to happen to you if you make this move. You believe in your heart of hearts, if I make this decision, there's not going to be any consequences. You believe after all the investment, all the time, all the energy that the Most High put into you, the Most High put His servants to put into you, that you can take that and forsake it and nothing's going to happen to you. That's another aspect of having a strong delusion, of being drunk. Because the Most High is fair. He's extremely fair. Read on.
Come. Howbeit, for both causes.
It says for both causes. You're about to get hit for two causes. Because you swore falsely, you told me you're going to serve me and reneged, and then you said, in your pride, nothing's going to happen to me. You got two sins that you adding on right now. And you'll get hit for both of them. Read on.
Howbeit, for both causes shall they be punished, justly punished.
It says for both causes, you're going to be justly punished. So whatever the Most High does to you, you deserve it. However He has your life end up, you deserve it. Read on.
Both because they thought not well of the Most High.
Because you stopped thinking well of the Most High. You didn't have a problem with the men. You didn't have a problem with your rib. You didn't have a problem with the brothers, the sisters. You had a problem with the Most High. You didn't think well of the Most High. So because you didn't think well of the Most High, now you get hit. Now you're getting punished. Read on.
Says, not they be
From top.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 30. Howbeit, for both causes shall they be justly punished, both because they thought not well of the Most High, giving heed unto idols.
They thought not well of the Most High, and I gave more heed, more attention to that false reality I created in my mind. I gave more attention to the idea of success. I gave my attention to the idea of what I thought a family should look like, or what I thought my labor should look like, or what I thought my wins or losses should look like. Men would rather choose how they lose. Men are so stubborn and prideful, knowing they're going to lose in the world, they'd rather choose to lose in the world than suffer for Christ. They'll sit here and say things like, I'd rather be broke than have to suffer for Christ and suffer what Christ meant. Hold on, wait a minute. What did Paul say? Let me read Hebrews real quick. This is off script, but it's not. Hebrews 10. Actually, it's Hebrews 11. And verse 25. That's how you know that man's not God. If you hear some carnal stuff like that, I'd rather suffer in the world than have to suffer with the men. You know they're all the way left field. Hebrews 11 and 25.
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 25 reads, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High.
What did Moses do?
Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High.
Wasn't Moses winning in life? Wasn't he a governor of Egypt? Didn't he have power, fame, and authority? He chose to suffer with the people of the Most High. Read.
Then to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
This is godly conscience. I'd rather suffer my people than enjoy a little pleasure with sinners. I'd rather than enjoy a little sin for a season. A season is a small time frame. It's not forever. People think it's because they leave and do their own world, do their own life in the world, they're gonna be winning forever. You got a timetable. It is not infinite. It's finite. Your fun, your pleasure is finite. When that time is up, are you gonna be looking back saying, "Man, I shouldn't have made that choice"? By that point, it's too late. But let that go. Back to Wisdom of Solomon, 14 and 30.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 30. Says, giving heed unto idols, and also unjustly swore in deceit, despising holiness.
It says, despising holiness. You swore unjustly in deceit, meaning you lied. You lied to Christ because you despise what Christ had to offer you. Because Christ didn't offer you enough. Read on, 31.
For it is not the power of them by whom they swear.
Wait, hold on a minute. It says, when your life falls apart, what the Most High wants you to know is, it's not falling apart because you didn't work hard enough. It says, your life's not falling apart by the power that you swear by your hands, by your kindness, by your work ethic. Because some people will say, well, you know what? If I work hard enough, life's going to work out. It always works out to people who work hard enough. The reason why people suffer, the reason why there's homelessness, the reason why there's sadness, depression, is because they don't work hard enough. They're lazy. I've heard this come out of people's mouth before. They're just lazy. They don't work hard enough. What the Most High let you know is, if you're one of these idol worshipers, just so you know, it wasn't the idol that caused you to fall. It wasn't the fact that you got injured on the job that caused you to fall. It wasn't just because it was COVID that caused you to lose your job or lose your business. The Most High had it out for you. Read on.
For it is not the power of them by whom they swear, but it is the just vengeance.
It's the just vengeance of what?
Of sinners that punisheth always the offense of the ungodly.
Because the Most High got specific spirits waiting to tear you up. They just waiting for the call. Just like you don't got power in your own successes, you don't got power in your own failures. All of it is orchestrated by the Most High. Let that go. Give me Job 21 and verse 7. Now we get to the point, the start of the class. This is the actual start of the class.
You said Job
21 and 7. So how do we get to this point? Or how can we avoid getting to this point, this mindset?
Job chapter 21, verse 7.
What we have to do, like the brothers were saying earlier, is stop envying the wicked. Stop envying those who represent that lust in you, that buried lust that you've been working hard to suppress. Stop letting that lust show its head. Stop playing with the idea that, you know what, there's an alternative lifestyle. There's a plan B. If you play with plan B eventually becomes plan A. Because when offenses happen during plan A, when hardships happen during plan A, when failures happen during plan A, our natural instinct is to seek comfort. It's to seek a defense. And we're going to find out what that defense is later. We'll find out. Give me that.
Job chapter 21, verse 7. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power?
This is the question we ask. How do the wicked live, become old, and have power in this world? I'm serving God. I'm giving my life up to serve the Lord. Why are they winning and not me? This is a real question. Read on.
Verse 8. It says, their seed is established in their sight with them.
The kids grow up strong and healthy. They become successful. They're living the ideal dream. They're prosperous. They're going to college. They're educated. They look like a whole and complete family. They're a family that can be brought forth and you can be proud of. That's the perception. That's what I see. Read on.
It says, and their offspring before their eyes.
They get to actually see their kids. They don't have their kids taken from them.
They get time. You get time.
You get time to spend with your kids. You get to develop memories with your kids. These are all. This is just some of the aspects in which people envy or idolize. Read on.
Verse 9. It says, their houses are safe from fear.
What does that mean? It's not like the Most High ain't gonna sting them. It's that they don't think the Most High is gonna sting them. When you go to their houses, they got white Jesus on their walls. They got the fake religions on their walls. They believe they're truly blessed. The Most High is truly looking out for them. Ain't no danger to come to their life. Contrary to us, we look at our shoulder in 5 seconds. And man, my thought was messed up today. I'm gonna get hit, bro. I'm gonna get a flat tire right now. I'm gonna get a speeding ticket right now. I'm off. That's how we think, and we envy that Esau don't gotta think that way. That the world don't think that way. That people who chose their life don't have to think that way. Read on.
It says, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them.
And you know what? Their lack of fear has some warrant. Because their rod ain't on them. The Most High is not stinging them for every thought they have. He's not hitting them for their negative carnal dealings. For their worthless endeavors. He's not hitting them. He's not dealing with them. So of course there's no personal relationship going on. His eyes aren't intently on what they're doing every day. That don't mean they're getting off scot-free. But to us, that's what it looks like. To us, it looks like, you know what, they're winning right now. There's got to be something to that. I'm suffering. I'm seeing other people suffer around me. But they're always winning. They're always smiling. Read on.
Their bull gendereth.
Gendereth, yeah.
Gendereth. And faileth not.
Meaning what? They're having kids. The bulls are having kids, meaning their money's growing. Their money is never funny. They always got bread. And it's always coming up. They always got new things. Read on.
It says, and faileth not. And their cow calveth. Or calveth.
Calveth, yeah.
It says, and casteth not her calf.
Again, the calves aren't having stale births, meaning what? You're having more bread. More cows is more money. Come on. Read on.
Verse 11. It says, they send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance.
Their children is dancing. They're having a good old time, man. There's no worries in their life ever, bro. They're always enjoying themselves. But our children look sad. Our children look like they don't have enough. Or in my head, that's what it looks like to me. They must be having more fun than I was when I was a child. Must be having more fun than me. They had a better lifestyle. They had a better come up. We don't.
Verse 12. They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ.
They're so skilled. The babies are skilled. They're playing piano. They're getting private lessons. They're enjoying themselves. They got skills. They're playing the guitar. They don't play guitar, the violin. Look, the violin ain't easy, bro. I played for like 2 years. But if you don't got no private tutor, look, man, middle school's as far as you going, G.
Orchestra's real, bro.
Look, orchestra's, you got to do some real, but you know what? It's expensive too.
I know.
The private tutors ain't cheap, bro. Piano lessons ain't cheap. The cello ain't cheap. But they playing drums. They getting drum sets for their birthday. They getting piano sets. They getting DJ sets. I actually see this with my own eyes. This is a real thing. They got money. People got money. Their house is filled with instruments. There's always a nice piano in the corner of the house. And they're getting private lessons. And they got a music room.
They got the stew.
Yeah. Or they got old studio on the back, like they had when they were kids and stuff. But they outgrew it. But you still have $5,000 worth of equipment just in the storage. You ain't using no more. This is their reality. This is what we're seeing every day. I know for us, we're on moves. We see it all the time. It's hard to ignore them. They wins. Their house is big as hell. I'm saying what it is. It's big. It look like they're winning. The cars is nice. It's endless success. If we're looking at it from a carnal standpoint. If I look at it from a spiritual standpoint, it's easy. So look at the mansions. We did the same thing in Egypt. We were walking the wilderness, looking at the mansions. And that's why we got wiped out the first time. But read on.
Verse 13. It says, they spend their days in wealth.
Why do I got to be a Jew and be broke? This is a question we ask ourselves. We were saying this in the time of Job. We're struggling. Why are we struggling? Why can't I win and be careless, carefree like they are? They spend their days in wealth. The wicked spend their days in wealth. They're winning. Read on.
It says, and in a moment, go down to the grave.
In a moment, they go down the grave, meaning they had a good life, and it seemed like it flew by. The day, it was having so much fun, the days just looked up, like, man, where'd the time go? I was enjoying myself all day. For us, we got long-ass days. Our days feel like they never end. Can I go to the next day? I lay down, I'm tired, G. I'm working sun up to sundown. But they have it different, and we see it, and that is the plant. That's the root. That's the seed that we sow. That's the seed that we water. Until it starts dominating our thought process. And then we start saying this. Read on.
Verse 14. Therefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways.
If I have everything that I want, if I have my defense, well, we will find out what this defense is. I got my defense, my comfort. What do I need the Most High for? On a carnal standpoint. The debate that I have with people is, okay, you serve God. I've had someone tell me, okay, if I serve God, what do I gain from it? I already have everything. He's already been blessing me. I know it's in the verse, but this is what they say. It's not Old Testament. This is what people say today. I already have blessings, so why change up what I'm doing if he's already blessing me? And if you don't got enough bars, they got a good point. You got enough scriptures to back that? They got a good point. You're already winning. So obviously God must be pleased with you. That's what they're saying there. Why did they learn something else? Why learn a different belief than my belief?
Why regress? Why take a step back, so to speak?
Yeah. Well, you know, not even because they don't even know what serving Christ is really about. So this is before they even know what taking a step back means.
I was talking about that.
But for those that do know, that's what they're saying. Why keep losing when I can win? The 14, read 14 one more time.
Job chapter 21, verse 14. Wherefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways.
We don't want the knowledge of the Most High because that doesn't have or hold any value to us. We're going to read this in the Bible Knowledge Commentary. This is one little point. Page 34. I'm going to read the whole thing. It says, the narrative now traces the line of Cain to its full development. So this is the mindset of Cain, first off. But we're going to find out how. What becomes of a society that rebels against God and leaves the land of blessing in angry defiance of his laws and his sacrifices? So what's the result of a society that leaves God's land in angry defiance of his laws and his sacrifices? You know, a lot of us leave, a lot of our people have left real vexed and real angry at what they've done. They're angry, they're uncontent at the restrictions they had to put on themselves due to the Most High's laws and the sacrifices, the time they lost serving God. What is their result? Or what are we comparing our life to? In this case, it prospers. So what this guy is saying is, when people do their own thing, for some reason they're prospering. For some reason they're winning, which is the enticing that makes us want to go do it and follow suit after. Because there's a perception that you're going to be stone dead if you leave the truth. And that's not how always the Most High works. Sometimes he'll let you win a little bit just to set you up in the end. Keep reading it. But the righteous should never or neither envy the wicked nor follow their way of life. God allows them to prosper in the earthbound way. They produce music, weapons, agricultural devices, cities, and culture. So the Most High will not only allow you to sit here and leave, He allow you to make some music, because that might be your passion. Music was the reason why you left in the first place. So that might be what you need to do, is make some more music, make some hip hop. Nothing wrong with spiritual music, but you know what? There's a spirit behind hip hop. There's a spirit behind rap. And a lot of times when brothers leave, they're not making spiritual rap. They're not. This is what it is. They'll make weapons, agricultural devices. They got to come up. Cities. But what's the point? It is their only recourse in a bitter, cursed world. What is recourse in 1828? What is recourse in the bitter, cursed world?
Recourse.
Hold on, let's see. Gotta figure which one I wanted. It is what did I write down? Recourse. Okay. I got it over here. Read point 2. That's what it was.
Recourse, 1828. What's the dictionary? Point number 2. A going to with a request or application. As for aid or protection.
So what is recourse?
Aid or protection.
It's your defense. What the Most High does is, if you want to leave, we understand that the Most High gave the nations idols, right? As their gods. He gave the nations gods or idols as their gods, right? As their only recourse in this bitter, accursed world. That's your only defense in this world. You get your music. You get your money. You get your bigger box. You get your ideal version of family. That's all you got. When ish hits the fan, when life falls apart, this is the only thing you can fall back on. Contrary to us, we get the spirit. Give me that. Give me Ecclesiastes 7 and 12. I'm sorry, I haven't been updating the thing. It's just, sometimes it ain't happening. Give me a second. Let me get that real quick.
It says Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 12. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Killing me. Yep, we done.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 12, the Bible. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense.
Now, the Most High always had things in pairs. There's wisdom as a defense, as a recourse in this bitter, cursed world. And then there's money as a recourse in this bitter, accursed world. Israelites get the wisdom. The world gets their bread. One lasts, one doesn't last. Read on.
But the excellency of knowledge
You said,
is,
but there is a superior advantage to having the knowledge of the Most High. Read on.
but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
Contrary to money, which still will have you dead, still will have you selfish, still will have you envy, still will have you hate yourself, still will have you unappreciative in what you got. Wisdom fulfills all the holes that money couldn't fulfill. Wisdom is the true defense. Wisdom brings people together. Not even money can bring people together like wisdom can bring people together. You got to buy relationships in the world. You don't got to buy relationships in the truth. You got people genuinely striving for the same cause, which keeps everybody in order, in alignment, in respect with one another. But in the world, if you don't got the bread like I got the bread, if you don't have the look like I got the look, if you don't have the job that I got, we have no relation. When the dollar fails, what do you have as your defense? When your dollar fails, where are your friends? Where are your family? We hear the story all the time. Millionaires that got rich, everybody want to be around them. The second they lost their money, their wife left. Their friends stopped talking to them. They got nobody, left with a dog, and that's it. This is what it is. What you got, bro? You got, yeah.
I was gonna say, even when they got the bread, people still fall away, bro.
But and that's the point. That's why. Let that go. Give me Revelations 3:17. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Because having the money, although it's a defense, that don't mean it's a secure defense. What's stronger, brick or wood? It might hold some things, but it ain't gonna hold everything. Revelations 3 and verse 17.
Revelation chapter 3 and verse 17. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increase with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable.
Hold on. You got everything you wanted, and you're still wretched. Hold on. What does that even mean, wretched? Wretched. Very miserable. Sunk into deep affliction or distress, either from want, anxiety, or grief. You still hate yourself, but you got everything you wanted. You got the biggest box. You got the nicest car. You got the nicest clothes. You got your ideal relationship, man or woman. And for some reason, it's not enough. The worst part about it is, when you believed in the Bible, this was your favorite verse. Because you knew there was nothing out there that was good. But all of a sudden, I'm blind. I'm blind. I think I can make it. I can do it. I'm not going to be like this person. Now you're on a lifelong mission to prove everybody wrong. All the haters wrong. It's me versus the world. No, it's you versus God. And what God says is still going to happen. You're still going to be miserable, and you're still going to hate yourself. And that's just what it is. There's nothing going to change that. You're wretched. Read on.
And miserable.
And miserable. Read on.
And poor. And blind. And naked.
Now you're exposed. The nakedness is you've lost your secure defense. You got money as your defense, but that's not secure. When that money has no value, when your job lets you go after X amount of years of commitment, and you back at square one, who's going to be there for you? Who's going to sit here and ride and die with you? You're exposed, you're vulnerable, and you're blind because you can't see that you made the wrong decision. Let that go. 1 John 2 and verse 15 through 19. So this defense is superficial. This defense can only weather some storms, minor storms, but not a calamity with the stamp of the Most High's name on it. You know why I'm here. Come on now. Come on now.
I like this.
Come on now. 1 John 2 verse 15.
1 John chapter 2, verse 15.
This one, I need power. I need strength. This is the punchline. All right, read it.
Love not the world, neither love the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Because you can't serve two masters. You're going to love one and hate the other. Even if you tell yourself in your heart of hearts you don't hate God, your actions show otherwise. Your commitments show otherwise. Your idols show otherwise. Read on.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Every idol that you created, your idol version of a relationship, your idol version of success, your idol version of stability, of a perfect man, all these idols is nothing, is the lust of the flesh, the lust of eyes, and the pride of life, which in turn is hateful to the Father and is contrary to the Father. Read on.
And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof.
And all of this is going to pass away regardless. Every name that you made of yourself in the world, everything that you aspire to be in the world is going to fall away. And after it's all fallen away, what is going to stand? A hollowest man, a spiritualist man, or a man with integrity? What are you changing or exchanging for your salvation? Was the comfort worth it? Is the ideal family worth it? Is your image worth it? This is a question we got to keep asking ourselves when this mentality starts creeping up. Am I willing to lose everything for momentary pleasure, for momentary success? Do I believe that the Most High is going to leave me unscathed with all that I know? He's going to let me just slide by after all the investment He's put into me? There's no way. You're on the hook for life. Whether you want to be a porter or not, you're a porter, G. That's what it is. You can't change your occupation. You said you want to change your occupation. That's not how this works. Read on.
But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. Little children, it is the last time.
It is the last days. It's the last days because this is starting to become a frequent thing. Before, men would leave, women would leave maybe once every year. Now we got multiple people deciding, I don't want to do this no more. And I know it's not just one camp this is happening to. I've been seeing new faces and old faces be gone for a long time now. Passover, it's sad. We had to talk to a brother. I was like, hey, where that brother at? Oh, man, he went back to do him again. He went back to that weed. Damn. Really? Yeah, man. That's all it took. Your salvation was a leaf, was a plant. Your salvation was a car. Your salvation was a house. Your salvation was another girlfriend. That's how it be. This is how you know we're in the last days. Read on.
And as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now there are many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time.
And these individuals are considered Antichrist. Because everything you're doing is anti what Christ is pushing for in the Spirit. And that's just what it is. Read on.
Verse 19. They went out from us, but they were not of us.
They went out from us, but they were not of us. Read on.
But they went out that they might be.
Nope. Read again.
For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us.
It says, they went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. What this is also showing is, we can't see people who fall away, who forsake this lifestyle, as a loss to the body, as a loss to this work. Because it's never a loss to the work. If you have people that are uncommitted, that's what the Bible says, be not unequally yoked with unbelievers. Their physical presence may have been a help, but their spiritual presence was pulling everybody else down around them. It's better that they go than stay here and corrupt more minds. Stay here and pollute more people with their negative influence. It says if they left, it's to show that they were never with us in the first place. Read on.
But they went out, that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us.
And that's the point. The Most High wanted to manifest that this person, these people, these individuals were never for us in the first place. They were never for me in the first place. Yahushua Christ in the first place. And these events have to happen to make it be known to everybody around you. All that investment you're doing is not in vain, but just understand this person wasn't meant to be here at the last days. And that's just what it is. And it's not personal. Let that go. Job 21:14. And then someone else give me Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 1 through 6.
Job chapter 21 and verse 14. Whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir.
Therefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways.
And they don't desire the knowledge of their ways, which is why they left in the first place. I don't want to know that the Bible's going to keep telling me I can't get what I want. I'm tired of hearing that. So because I'm tired of hearing that, I'm going to remove myself from an environment that's going to keep pushing strength. It's going to keep pushing growth. It's going to keep pushing change. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and verse 1 through 6.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1.
Give me a second. All right.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious.
What it's showing is this mentality is not the correct way of looking at your service to the Most High. It's not the proper way to look at your labor, whether it be hard or not, whether it be strenuous or not. This is the contrary mindset. This is the mindset that's about to fall away from Christ. Read on.
It says, and in the death of a man, there is no remedy.
Our life is short and it's tedious, and in death, there's no remedy, meaning there's no reward. That's what the ungodly say to themselves to justify their next actions. Read on.
Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
Which we know is not true. Read on.
For we are born at all adventure.
The ungodly's mentality is we're born to lose. We're born to struggle. Why do I have to struggle in this lifestyle? Why can't I win? Why does my marriage have to be so difficult? Why does my relationship with the work have to be so difficult? Why can't there be comforts? Why is it always toil, toil, toil? Hardship, hardship, hardship. Read on.
It says, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart.
The wicked person, to justify their actions, downplays their existence. They always tell themselves, God's not even watching. He doesn't even care about me. So why does it matter if I do me? Why does it matter if I live after my own heart? I'm only here for a short time anyway. I don't have any value anyway. This is what they say. Read on.
Which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air.
Read a little faster.
It says, and our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance.
And their main focus is, I need to leave a name for myself. I need to leave an imprint on the world. I got to be somebody in this world. I'm tired of being a nobody. Because being a nobody is not winning. I want to live a legacy. Not a spiritual legacy. But I want people to hear my name. I want people to see me and know them. What's the saying? I want them to know me and I don't know them. And this is what the saying is. Like, that's what celebrities say. You know my name, but I don't know your name. That's the aspiration that people have. I want to be known. I want to be cared about. I want to have some worldly value. Read on.
It says, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud. It says, and shall be dispersed as a mist. This is driven away with the beams of the sun.
Yep.
It says, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again.
So the conclusion of the mindset is, it's hard work, my life has no value, and it ends too quick. So because life's short, and I only get one life, this justifies me doing what I want to do. This is where YOLO originated from. You only live once. You only live once. Life's too short to not do what you want to do, to not be who you want to be in life. This is the ungodly mentality. That's not right. Read on verse 6.
Verse 6. It says, "Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present."
And this is what you were saying earlier, Jeriah. The mentality of this person is, I need to get my wins right now. And I don't want to wait for when the Most High wants me to win. I want instant gratification. This is what Esau is all about in the first place. I gotta have instant gratification. I want to control my own destiny. That's still manifest destiny in a sense. I want to manifest my reality, my quote unquote vision board. This is the problem. And this is what causes men, this is what causes women to seek after their own idols in their mind and their own delusions in their mind. Let that go. Give me Job 21:15. Where's it?
Anybody or
Whoever's next. I don't know.
Job chapter 21, verse 15.
Yeah. Yep.
It reads, what is the mighty, what is the almighty that we should serve him?
So, I've gotten to the YOLO mentality. I only live once. I need to win right now. What you're really saying is, what is God? What can he do for me? Why do I got to sit here and serve you if I can win with my own two hands? Read on.
And what profit should we have if we pray unto him?
What is the profit in our servitude? What's the profit in our sacrifice? What is the value? The wicked carnal person is always or comparing, contrasting, and trying to determine what is the value or what's the return, the rate of return, so to speak. What is the rate of return or the conversion rate of my work and my input versus the output that the Most High is going to give me? If the output doesn't match the input that I think I put in, I got to find a solution. I gotta enact my plan B. I gotta come up. Let that go. Jeremiah 44 verse 16. This thought process is not original. So what they're saying is, when I'm in the world, I'm winning. When I'm in the truth, when I serve God, all of a sudden I'm not getting what I want anymore. All of a sudden my opinion doesn't matter anymore. All of a sudden my desires aren't hitting anymore. I'm unfulfilled. I'm uncontent. Yeah. Pen and paper? I got a pen right here. Here, yeah. Jeremiah 44 and verse 16. Ooh, I'm flying through this.
Jeremiah chapter 44 and verse 16. As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Most High, we will not hearken unto thee.
Yep.
But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth.
Is this a new way of thinking in Israel? Or is this a thing that we've been reading about and studying about from the beginning? We've always told the Most High, I don't want to listen to your word. I'd rather do me. I'd rather choose my own lifestyle. I'd rather choose my own heart. Whatever I conjure in my head, I'd rather do that. Because it makes sense to me. Read on.
To burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings and our princes in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem.
Meaning, this is something that I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with my family members doing this and being successful. I'm familiar with my loved ones doing this and being successful. So why would I change the script? I tried it out. It didn't work out for me. I didn't get what I thought I was going to get out of it. So I'm going to go back to what I know. Read on.
For then have we plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil.
So when I was doing this negative, I was winning. I was winning. I had the victuals, I had the meat, I had the food. I was well off, and I saw no evil. Life wasn't difficult for me. Read on.
God, verse 18. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things.
When I stopped serving meat and my idols, all of a sudden I'm lacking everything. I'm lacking everything that I had or everything that I wanted, that I worked for. This is that contrary mentality that you conjure up in your head. Read on.
It says, and poured out drink off, no, pause. It says, and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine.
Now this mentality was the same one that we had during the time of the Maccabees. First Maccabees 1:11. Get that real quick.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11.
Yep.
In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we had much sorrow.
And this is the dangers behind entertaining these thought process. Because now you are liable to not only bring yourself down, but others with you. When you show weakness, when you quit on the men, when you quit in the body, when you quit in your family, your children are liable to quit. Your co-laborers are liable to quit. Because you're going to give them an option that originally wasn't here. You're going to sow a spirit in here that originally wasn't here. The Most High's got it out for these particular people who play on the wanting, who play on the weakness of people, because they themselves couldn't hack it, because they themselves weren't meant to be here in the first place. Let that go. Ecclesiasticus 5 and verse 1 through 3. This is fine. I had to slow it down a little bit. Sheesh. You about to go to 30 verses out. Sheesh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay.
Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 5 and verse 1. Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life.
This can't be your motivation. Your success, your contentness, your house, the carnal vanities in your life cannot be your motivation or your reason for operating this lifestyle. And you can't be content with what you got. Like you've done enough. Read on.
Follow not thine own mind and thy strength, to walk in the ways of thy heart. And say not, who shall control me for my work?
Because this is the mindset. Who's going to tell me what I can and cannot do? Actually, no one can tell me what I can and cannot do. Why should I have to listen and submit myself to ideals or orders that are contrary to what I want to do in the first place? This is a wicked and negative mindset that leads and that stemmed from the idolatry. I believe I'm the smartest man in my own castle. I believe it'll work out if life was followed, if I followed my life the way I said it should be going. This mindset leads you to damnation from the Most High. Because the next step is, you know what? Nah, no one can control me. No one can tell me anything. I'm going to stop listening altogether. Read on.
For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride.
And it still stems from pride. Thinking you're above yourself. You're thinking you're greater than what you actually are. You're a servant. When we start getting out of ourselves and thinking we're more than that, that's when we get caught in this trick bag. The bag of distraction. Now I can't focus on what the Most High has in front of me anymore. I'm thinking about what I can attain in the future. I'm thinking what I can scheme and plan to set myself up. It's no longer about what the Most High wants, it's about what I want. And who control my destiny. I can control my own destiny. Let that go. Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 11 through 12.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 11. For when a man is dead.
Nope. No, my fault. 9 and verse 11. My fault.
Come. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end.
And this is the message to us. We can't envy the glory or the success or the ideals that the sinner, the carnal man, is putting in our faces every single day. We can't look at that as the ideal standard of living. We can't look at that as a dream. We can't associate it as a reality that we can attain as well. If the Most High wants parts of that reality to be for us, then He'll give it to us. But don't force the course of the river. So when you take matters into your own hands, this is when the Most High separates you from the pack. Read on.
Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in.
Delight not in the thing, the successes, the marriage ideals, the ideals of what a man is, the ideals of what a woman is, and think that's the standard of living. Read on.
But remember, they shall not go unpunished unto their grave.
But they're not going to go unpunished. The Most High still has it out for these people. Hold on. Read on.
Keep thee far from the men that have power to kill.
Nope, let that go. All right. Give me Luke 12 and verse 16 through 21. This might be a short today. I ain't going to lie to you, bro.
Luke 12. Luke chapter 12, verse 16.
Give me a second. All right. Yep.
Luke chapter 12, verse 16. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruit?
So this is a man who has a lot of goods. He's been successful. The Most High's been hooking him up. Right? We don't know where his mindset's at yet. We don't know if he's a wicked man or if he's a righteous man. We're not going to act like only the wicked win. Only the wicked are prosperous. The righteous are prosperous too. But we're going to find out what was his mentality. I've been planting. I've been plentiful. He thought with himself, what shall I do? Read on.
Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits.
I have so much. I have excess that I need to figure out a way to store more of it. I need to open up a different bank account. That's what it is. It's the truth. Read on.
Verse 18. And he said, This will I do.
I think banks have like a limit now. They got like a $250,000 limit.
Yeah.
But that's all they can insure before you lose the rest of your money. So if you put like $1 million in there, they can only insure $250,000.
Wow.
So I already hit my $250,000 mark. I got to move it on to a different bank. It's too much goods, man. I'm winning too much. Read on.
Verse 18. And he said, This will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater. And there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods.
So his wise idea is, I'm gonna tear down the original foundation of my bank, and I'm gonna build a bigger one because I have the idea that I'm gonna keep increasing in these goods. He wasn't building just for the extra he had right now. He was building because he had plans to build even more for himself, and this was the problem. He was building for himself. Nobody else is gonna be benefiting from this. He's living his life for his own stability, his own success, because that was his idol. Read on.
Verse 19. And I will say to my soul, Soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But the Most High said unto him, Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided?
What he's showing you is, this is the reason why envying the wicked has no merit, has no value. Because they might have a momentary success run, they have a season of peace, they have a season of building, but you don't know how the Most High is working with that man or woman. He could just be setting them up or testing where their heart's going to turn out to be. Are you going to be the person that has it all and gives it all up for God? Are you going to be the person who has it all and decides to store it up for himself? I'm going to wait till you're in. But the problem is, while the Most High is waiting for that person in, we're just seeing where they're at right now. I'm seeing they have excess right now. I'm seeing they're winning right now. And I want to partake in that winning. I think that I can be in that person's shoes because I'm smart too. So I got ability too. I can harvest fruits. I know how to plant seeds. This is the mentality. Read on, verse 21.
Verse 21. It says, so is he that layeth up treasure for himself.
And this is the point. Because you laid up treasure for yourself, I'm not even going to let you enjoy the benefits of what you put your hands to plow for. Same thing with Solomon. You had all these benefits, and it's still going to be a vexation of spirit. This is one of the endings of a wicked person that's living their life. To be wicked just means contrary. Contrary to God's purpose. Contrary to God's purpose is everything I do is for me and mine. And God is not a forefront of my thought process. There is no relevance to the Most High in my mind. What's the profit of me serving God and praying to God? I'm already winning. If I'm already winning, then let me keep doing me. Let me keep using the winning formula. But that winning formula has a finite ending to it. And when that ending comes, there's nothing that your defense that you built up can do about it. When sickness comes and you lose your job because sickness was because health was what you needed to keep your job going, when that happens, there was nothing you could do to stop it. There was no amount of money that you could do to prevent that from happening. The Most High has ways to turn your life upside down if your stronghold is your flesh. Read it from the top again, 21.
I got you. Luke chapter 12, verse 21. So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward the Most High.
And this is the point. Because when women don't understand this, their good is not in their control. Their success is not in their control. Give me Job 21-16. Hold that.
Job chapter 21, verse 16.
Hold on.
No problem.
No, I skipped all that. Don't go to Job yet. Give me Psalms 49 and verse 11.
Psalms chapter 49, verse 11.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Yep, read that.
God, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
This is why someone will continue to build and build and build and seek after their own life without the consideration that the Most High is watching. And he's going to recompense them or reward them with destruction. Reward them with failure. Because in their head, I think my house is going to last forever. Read on.
And their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
Now verse 18, give me that.
Verse 18. Though while he lived, he blessed his soul, and men will praise thee when thou doest well to thyself.
Because this is also the envy that people see. I see the success. Also, I see that other men, other people commend you and give you respect, more respect in the world than they would in serving the Most High. Almost man-pleasing like. There's an aspect of us that like that man-pleasing, that like to be puffed up and be told you're doing a good job. Read on.
Verse 19. He shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see light.
It says, but you're going to go in the generation of your fathers. Your fathers being the wicked. Your fathers being the ones who didn't care about the Most High. One more verse. I might get 20 as well.
Verse 20.
You're going to be like your fathers who went back to their old vomit again. Read on.
Man that is in honor and understandeth not.
Honor means respect. Honor means power or authority. Read on.
Is like the beast that perished.
And that's why the dog goes back to the vomit again. You're just like a dog. You're just like a beast. Because you forsook your value for carnality. You've lost your purpose. Your soul has lost its value. If you're not serving the Most High, according to the Most High, it's not my own opinion, but according to the Most High, you're like a beast that perishes. There is no heaven for dogs. This is what it is. The dogs did not go to heaven. Give me Job 18 and verse 14.
Job chapter 18 and verse 14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle,
And how about the Most High will choose your particular confidence and destroy it in your face, so that you know He did it. Yes.
So when you say, what do you mean by that? My confidence.
Your confidence is what you pride yourself in.
Okay.
Your ability, your goods, your stability, your family.
Whatever I think I'm good.
Whatever your idol is, it stems from. Your success, your free time, your strength. Some people, their idols, their strength. I'm just the strongest guy in the block. I'm just lift all the weights in the world. And you know what happens? Their pectoral pops, and you can't live for 6 months. That's just what it is. How about that? It don't matter how strong, weak you are. It can happen to anybody. I've seen someone blow their hamstring out doing high knees. If those who know what high knees is, it's just a quick little pop, and he blew his meniscus out, blew his knee out. He was done for the whole season. Rare occasions. Whatever you pride yourself in, the Most High can deal with. And then do what? We don't.
His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors.
And you get brought to the king of terrors. Because after all that liberty that you had to change, after all the free time the Most High gave you to make a decision, you chose to do you, so you get to suffer for it after death. And you have to answer to the Most High why you chose to live that to yourself when you had all this information in front of you. You had all this opportunity to make a change. Let that go. Now let's go back to Luke 12, verse 21.
Luke chapter 12, verse 21.
Yep.
So is he that layeth up treasure for himself, and is not rich toward the Most High. And he said unto his disciples, Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, neither for the body, what ye shall put on.
What is Christ saying? Read it again. What is Christ saying? Read it again.
And he said unto his disciples, Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life.
What the pride that gets developed is because we care too much about what we get when we don't get in this life. We put too much of a standard or too much of interest into what is going on in our life and not what's needed for the Most High. Didn't you not understand that you can be taken care of by just giving your life up? It says,
Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life.
Yep.
What shall ye eat?
You don't have to worry about what you're going to eat. If you're serving me, it's going to work out. It's going to work itself out. Read on.
Neither for the body.
Don't worry about your health. It'll work itself out. If you're living for me, read on.
What ye shall put on.
Don't worry about what you're putting on. Why is that a determining factor? Why did Christ have to put it in the Bible to stop caring about what you put on? Because we flamboyant. And that's a major lesson on us. It's, what am I going to be in my life? What am I going to eat today? How's my health looking like? And how fresh am I looking? We're very shallow. Am I fresh is there for what? Do I got the latest kicks or not?
Is that a Gucci shirt or is that just Fruit of the Loom?
The Fruit of the Loom, the name brands. Look, the Most High, if you stick it out with him, he'll change that champion that you had into something valuable in like 10, 15 years. Look, I had champion when it was not cool to rock champion, bro. It was like 06, 07, bro. You was not baller, bro, rocking champion. I don't care nobody said. The same $5 t-shirt went to $100.
Yeah.
Like 20 years later, bro. So look, the Lord can do wonders. I'm waiting for Old Navy to turn up too. Old Navy's next. Old Navy's next.
No.
But the point is, he's letting us know these aspects and these things that we take such interest to is not relevant. It's not important because it can be situated.
Right. It'll be caught up in the physical.
Exactly. Read on.
Verse 23. The life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment.
You have more value than a piece of meat and some clothes you put on. But the problem is we limit ourselves to the type of food we're eating and our exterior presentation. I limit myself to the car I drive. I limit myself to the house I live in. I limit myself to the clothes I put on. I limit myself to the number of times I can go to a fancy restaurant or not, if I've ever been to a fancy restaurant. This is the truth. This is how we esteem our value in this life. Because we let others tell us what our value is.
Well, I was gonna say, or we even consider, or we value ourselves based on, like we was talking about earlier, how much time I get to spend with my family. But I see my family every weekend. I get this many off days. I got vacation time. I got this, that, and the third. What about you? Are you always working? Or you always gotta do this? What you mean you don't get home till? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So those are things that are also valued. I get you.
It's whatever your particular fancy is. Some people's fancy is it's not about the family. I just want to go out every other day. I want to go out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and that's just what it is. Some people's fancy is I just want to be at the house with my family all day, but I don't have the time to do it. Whatever your fancy is, if it's time for you to have that, if that's what the Most High wants for you to at that moment, you'll get it. If it's not, then why are you forcing it on Him?
Because that becomes an idol.
That's where it's an idol. Read on.
Verse 24. Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn.
So ravens, birds, they don't plant nothing, and they have no savings account. They got no bread.
There's no currency.
But for some reason, Esau is always throwing these niggas. Excuse my friend. They always throwing them bread. The birds are always getting fed one way or another. Can we look at that? Now, the Most High takes care of some birds.
Yeah.
Why can't we see that for people? His people. Why can't we see the value? He has more value in us than some birds. But we don't see that. Read on.
It says, and the Most High feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls?
And that's the point. You're God's people. But He won't take care of you? Come on. That's not even realistic. But birds are going to be good. The fishes are going to be good. Everybody's going to be taken care of except for you. That's a delusion. Read on.
Verse 25. It says, and which of you, with taking thought, can add to his stature 1 cubit?
What he's showing is, why can't you realize you have no power in your life? You can't add an inch to your height. You can't take an inch away from your height. Well, actually, I'm going to say this. Esau's trying to make it happen. I saw the other day they have this new surgery for men. It's equivalent to like BBLs for women, apparently. And what it is they I don't know, they break your bone. It's really gruesome, bro. The whole process is you can get like 6 inches of height. It's crazy, bro. But you're down now for like a year and a half. Like you can't do you can't even be on crutches until like 6 months in. But that's not a natural process. That's not natural at all. That's Esau being Esau, trying to get what they want, trying to force the course, like we know. It says, but you can't add an inch to your stature naturally. It's not going to happen. And be perfectly intact. Read on.
Verse 26. If ye then be not able to do that thing which is least.
He said that's a small thing. To add an cubit of your statue, to add an inch to your statue, that's not like some complicated thing to the Most High. It's nothing. Read on.
Why take ye thought for the rest?
If you can't do a simple task in the eyes of the Most High, then why are you so concerned about controlling everything else in your life? You don't have the control of the good in your life, neither do you have the control of the bad in your life. But why is that such a heavy thought in our mind process? If I don't got the bills right now, how many testimonies have we heard where the Most High has covered for bills that didn't make any sense? Money just fall out of the sky randomly. It's like, hey, here it is. Here's the missing part of the bill. You've been taken care of every time, but all of a sudden now you're concerned about how you're going to make it? Come on, bro. Not even make any sense. How did you forget everything He's already done for you? That's the delusion. Read on.
Verse 27. Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not. And yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these.
Again, another compare and contrast. Lilies don't need to do anything for the Most High to nourish them. Read on.
Verse 28. If then the Most High so clothe the grass, which is today in the field, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more will He clothe you, O ye of little faith?
And that's why the brother said earlier, it's almost like they have no faith, and it's the truth. You don't have faith. If you have to sit here and take matters and force the course to get what you want, it shows a lack of faith, but it also shows you have idols, or you have faith in your own strengths. And that's where the idolatry kicks in. Oof. This topo's real, bro. The water, though. But anyway, let that go. We're going to finish up. We got 4 more. Job 21-16. And someone give me Psalms 92 and verse 5.
Job chapter 21, verse 16.
Yep.
Oh, you got my bad. So you went from here to here. Go ahead.
Job chapter 21, verse 16.
Yes, sir.
Lo, their good is not in their hand.
It says their good is what?
Not in their hand.
Do you have control of the good in your life? Read again, John.
Their good is not in their hand.
Your good, your success is not in your hand. It is not in your own power. Finish it up.
The counsel of the wicked is far from me.
But according to the wicked, they can figure it out. They can take matters in their own hands. They can be successful. The Most High has a specific design for these type of people. Psalm 92 and verse 5. Hold that, Yeshua. We're coming back to it right after this. And verse 5, yes, sir. We read it every Saturday, but it's not something that I don't think we really consider.
Psalms chapter 92 and verse 5.
Yep.
Says, O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep.
If you have understanding, instead of envying the success of the wicked, you can look at the magnitude or the magnificence of what the Most High is truly showing them. He's building them up for a reason, but it's not to make you envious, and it's not to make you feel like you're not doing enough. It's really to set them up. Read on.
A brutish man knoweth not.
That's why it says a brutish man, an unlearned or uncertain man cannot see this. It doesn't make sense to them. Read on.
Neither do the fool understand it.
Yep.
When the wicked spring as a grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish.
When the wicked win, when the wicked spring, when they have success, what is the reason that they're having success in life? Is it because God loves wicked now? Is it because he loves watching sinners win? Or, read on.
It is that they shall be destroyed forever.
Because the Most High, because of how just he is, he'll allow them to do a certain level of negative before he wipes them off of the face of the earth. So when they look back and have to answer the Lord, and they have to tell him, or they ask, why'd you do this to me, Lord? You had a laundry list of sins that I give you time to fix. I gave you time, and I gave you liberty to fix it, and you didn't do anything about it. So now, there's no more questions asked. Read on.
Verse 8.
That's it. Let it go. Let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon 21 and verse 16. Or 17, I mean.
Wisdom of Solomon 21 and 16?
21 and 17.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 21, verse 17.
Yep. No, I'm sorry, bro. Job 21.
Oh, okay, I was like,
that's my. I was looking at. No,
Okay.
yeah, you good. Yeah, Job.
Job chapter 21, verse 16.
I forgot, bro. My fault.
Lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out?
It says, how oft is the candle of the wicked put out? Meaning what? They have a time limit. They have a candlestick of time to be negative. A candlestick of time to get away with their negative dealings and look like they're winning. But the Most High says they're for surely going to be put out. Read on.
And how oft cometh their destruction upon them?
Their destruction comes often. This is why it's not something that we should be idolizing or envying or looking at as an example of prosperity or success. Because there's an end to this. Read on.
The Most High distributeth sorrows in his anger.
Yep.
They are as stubble before the winds, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. The Most High layeth up his iniquity for his children.
And it also says the Most High lays up iniquity for his children. His children especially, if they succumb to this envy, if they succumb to this idolizing, they get a special type of punishment. And the special type of punishment is what? You know?
They were rewarded him and he shall know it.
Instead of not knowing why you got hit, like the nations, you'll know exactly why you got hit. And you'll be able to identify the Most High is actually punishing me. And it wasn't karma. And it wasn't because I didn't work hard enough. And it wasn't because Santa Maria is against me. It wasn't because all these idols were getting over. It's because the Most High is against me. And all them verses that you try to put away, that you try to hide in the back of your mind, will flash before your eyes as a witness against you. Because you knew better. And there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Read on.
His eyes shall see his destruction.
It says, and not only will you know it, you'll be able to see your entire fall. It's going to fall before your eyes. Read on.
And he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty.
Sheesh. Yep.
For what pleasure hath he in his house after him?
After everything's fallen, how can you look at your house and be like, man, did I really give all this up for this? What was the point? Was the destruction worth what I gave it up for? And you're going to realize it wasn't. But at that point, it was too late. At that point, it was too late. Read on.
But the number of his months is cut off in the midst.
On top of that, your life gets cut short. Your life is cut shorter. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and verse 4 through 8. And then the last verse. I'll wait. I gotta stretch the time out a little bit. I gotta stretch the time out a little bit.
Wisdom of Solomon.
I got two more.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 4.
Hold on. Let me take my time flipping through the pages. All right, read it.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 4.
Yep.
It says, we fools accounted his life madness,
Uh-huh.
and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High? And his lot is among the saints.
So we understand all those that live contrary, all those that forsook the Most High, they're going to be looking back at salvation and the strangeness of the salvation and wonder why it wasn't in one, but two, every negative word, every negative opinion, every negative outlook I had on his people and at the work was actually prosperous and was actually worth it at the end of the day. But they won't be able to see into the end. So when everything's falling apart. Read on.
It says, therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us.
And the problem is, when they realize that they were in darkness the entire time, it's too late. There's no going back. The work is done. You've been sealed, along with most of the world. Read on.
And the Son of Righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction.
Yep. You worked hard to be off, in contrary. Read on.
Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it.
Meaning we went in and out, looked for every type of idol, every type of sense of comfort, stability, strength, and we never found that the way of the Lord was the best way. But how many of us have the way of the Lord and still choose not to hold on to it? We understand the wicked, that they would never get the opportunity to serve God. But for those who are given the opportunity, whose eyes were awakened, and we still choose to be off, and contrary, the Most High has a special place of hatred for those people. And just so you know, hindsight, contrary to what you've been told in church, God does hate. God is not all loving. When you offend him and you step on him, he no longer has any dealings with you. Read on.
Verse 8. What hath pride profited us?
And so instead of saying, what's the profit of me serving you, Lord? They're going to be saying, what was the profit in our pride? What was the value in us rejecting the knowledge of the Most High and not wanting to serve him? Read on.
Or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us?
And what was the point of the riches? What was the point of the comforts? It's all meaningless. There's other verses talking about we'll be throwing money in the streets in the end times. It's not going to have any value during salvation. You can't buy your way into heaven. So that pride and your aspiration for success and glory, what was the value in it? How far can it take you at the end? Not very far. Let that go. Last verse. Baruch 3 and verse 13 through 14.
Baruch chapter 3, verse 13.
It's like again about this cold, man. Yep.
For if thou hast walked in the way of the Most High, thou shouldst have dwelt in peace forever.
If you chose to walk in the way of the Most High, you're going to have that peace that you were looking for. You're going to have that stability that you were looking for. You were going to have those wins that you were looking for if you stuck it out. You know?
Verse 14. Learn where is wisdom, where is strength, where is understanding.
This should be the priority. Instead of learning how to come up, how to get a book, how to flip a house, you need to learn where wisdom and strength and understanding is. Read on.
That thou mayest know also where is length of days and life, where is the light of the eyes and peace.
Meaning, you'll learn how to prolong your life and how to sustain motivation in life. Because just like we read, the rich man is also wretched. They're also miserable. So if the rich man is miserable, that obviously means what they're doing is not working out for them. With their ideal of comfort that we look and idolize is still not working for them. So why are we idolizing them? Why do we hold value to what they do in their life? It doesn't work for the rich, and it's not going to work for us. It doesn't work for non-believers, and it's definitely not going to work for us because we know too much. Our job is to learn what the light of eyes is and peace, and we'll find peace as a result of that. With that being the case, that's the end of the class. Is there any questions? The water students online in class for listening, I appreciate it. Shabbat Shalom. We'll have class tomorrow. The water again.